Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest and last edition of Mandomania. Ooh, yeah, brother. It's running wild, and it ran wild for 8 chapters. My name is the Greek God Papadon, aka GGP. Alongside with me, I have a smart, thunder-stealing medical droid and a vicious, pissed off, malicious Sith Lord. Smarten up the marks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Dark Lord of the podcast, the Sith Ari, the Rampaging Reverend, the Butcher, your boy Spiro, aka Darth Spiridon.
And I am smarter than 21B, more technical than FX7, the god of stealing thunder, and the guy who's legitimately depressed that the Mandalorian is now finished. Dr. Destroyo, Alex Arroyo.
But wait, the plot thickens. There's more. Season 2 has not only been confirmed, but start date has been revealed. Fall of 2020. So, Doc, you don't have to wait too long, because what we have in store after The Mandalorian, we have the Clone Wars saga. And then, I believe, maybe Obi-Wan Kenobi? Maybe? I don't know if they're filming now, or if it starts filming in the summer of 2020. I don't recall.
Cassian, maybe? Yeah, I don't
maybe
know.
the case.
Wait for it. But the one show, the most anticipated show in the history of not only Star Wars.
I know what you're going to say.
I know what you're going to
say. Drum roll.
I'm ready for it. The unnamed Rose Tico show.
I know it.
Yo,
you know what? I hope she gets her. She gets a series, because I'm
crazy.
I'm the only one here who likes her as a character.
The
only one.
You know what, man? Hey, if she gets a series, good for her. But I'm gonna have so much fun seeing all these people having such meltdowns. Personally, I don't want the show, but if she gets it, good for her. You know,
Listen, look. There's a reason why she wasn't in Rise of Skywalker that long, because she was how can I put this? She was
raked over the coals by the fans.
No, it's because when you see her, you're reminded of The Last Jedi. You understand what I mean? She is forever guilty by association because of that movie. Now, to me, that's not a bad thing. To me, that's a good thing, because I think The Last Jedi was a great film. Now, could she have been written better in that movie? Could her dialogue or her lines been better? Yeah. Could her haircut been a little better? Yeah. You know, whatever. Because she's a very pretty girl. They didn't make her look like a pretty girl. They just made her look like a typical engineer, mechanic, which is, whatever. That's the character. But regardless of that, people did not want to be reminded of The Last Jedi because, let's face it, they were trying to course correct everything because of all the hate and diversity that was happening from The Last Jedi. So anything associated with The Last Jedi got 86'd or pushed to the wayside, and now JJ just continued his own story the way he wanted to do it, regardless of what happened in episode 8. So it is what it is. But we're not here to talk about that. We can touch base on that on Tuesday. Tonight we're talking about Chapter 8, Redemption. We are professionals, and we will talk about The Mandalorian. Boys.
But wait! I heard that Grand Admiral Thrawn was going to be the villain in the Rose series, and the show and our show or review show would be called "Every Rose Has Its Thrawn."
How long was that up the sleeve?
No, just now, baby.
Damn, bro. Throwing it on the fly, bro.
Tip your veal, try the waitresses.
Every rose has its thorn.
Oh, shit, man.
All right. Let's do what we normally do. One word. Your reaction to Chapter 8.
I'm going to say satisfying.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to combine 3 words, and I'm just going to say, what That's it. what the fuck, you know?
WTF. Gotcha.
But yes, I would have
In a
to say
good way
that,
or a bad way?
and in a good way, a fucking
Good.
great way.
Well, I'm gonna say outstanding. So I was happy with the episode. Saw it twice. Loved it. Popped like a little schoolgirl for the ending. But I also liked the pace of the episode from the start to finish and everything in between. You know, Taika Waititi did a great time. Hit a home run with this episode, in my opinion. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys would agree.
I agree.
Absolutely. It was one of the better episodes of the season, with multiple episodes being fantastic episodes. This one really, this is what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the whole tie together. I was waiting for the go home, and they gave us that go home. They brought all those episodes together. They brought those little majority of all the little, stories that we had, the missions in a mission, and they brought the go home. And I was psyched for it.
Yeah, I think that with this last episode, actually with the last like 3 of them, everything that we've been saying that we've been wanting to see, they gave it to us. I don't think they left us wanting anything, needing anything. I think that they delivered, and this finale really fucking, I think, did it, and it really raised the bar and anticipation for season 2.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you on one statement there. They did leave us wanting something. That's more Mandalorian.
More Mando.
More Mando. Agreed.
I'll tell you one thing. The way the episode started, with the two scout troopers on the speeder bike zooming by, and then taking a break or stopping at the checkpoint and checking in with the control base. I loved it. I love the bickering back and forth, the
Hilarious.
dialogue. It was almost like Quentin Tarantino-esque type of Star Wars. I was a little pissed off in that those guys caught heat with me for punching Baby Yoda in the bag.
Oh
man, I was getting livid every time they hit him.
I wanted to force choke a motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie. When they first started their dialogue, I got kind of worried. I got a little bit scared. I thought we were going to see that Marvel-esque forced comedy, but no, man. The back and forth was fucking funny. A little bit drawn out, but it worked.
Yeah, it definitely worked. I like the fact he's like, dude, did they just say Moff Gideon killed his own men? And the other guy's like, I don't ask questions, dude. Just go with it.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly. These guys got to show up and like lay the law down when they get here. It was great.
Yeah, and
then the scene where they're shooting like the can that's sitting over there.
Yeah, dude.
It's like fucking.
Oh man,
they just look at each other. He's like shaking the gun. He's like, "Oh, this is the gun, not me."
Dude,
that was fucking gold right there.
That was so freaking fan service. It was awesome. But for
100%.
a second,
big time.
For a second, I thought it was Baby Yoda messing with them with the Force in the bag. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then when the second guy couldn't hit it, I was like,
yeah,
stormtroopers, huh?
It's hysterical.
I mean, it's not the first time they did it in the series. Even when Bill Burr was like, they were like he was a marksman or a sniper for, sharpshooter. And then the guy goes, "I wasn't a stormtrooper, man." Yeah. Anyhow,
hey, listen, people talk about fan service. There's a lot of chatter about the Rise of Skywalker on the internet the last couple of weeks about the whole fan service thing. I guess we'll talk about it in the main podcast, but when they do fan service like this, specifically, that's that biker scout scene, I actually enjoy it. I like it. I think it's funny, and I think the people who write it are really giving us a nod and telling us these things still exist, the things that the things that you love, the things you grew up with, they're here, and we just want to just give a little funny moment for you guys to kind of enjoy them, and I don't mind that at all.
Agreed, 100%. I also feel that it worked because clearly they weren't trying to cover up or compensate for lack of story. You know what I'm saying? So hey man, keep on doing it, man.
I mean, I kind of like the fact that these guys were going back and forth like two average Joes, because they're pawns on the chessboard. We never know what's going on with the stormtroopers, the death troopers, the whatever troopers, scout troopers. So having a little insight in a day in the life for 5 minutes of a life of a trooper is pretty interesting, because it almost goes the fan film route.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It did feel a little like that to me when they were sitting there, like the movie Troops.
Yeah.
which again, I'm totally fine with.
Absolutely. It could have been a nod to that.
Of course. But that that stuff happens. We know that stuff happens in the universe. It's not like these guys are walking around never speaking to each other. We know that clearly happens. And now, when the leash is off from the Empire, it's going to happen even more. So seeing that interaction, I thought was funny. I thought it was a good way to open the episode. I thought it was hysterical. And then IG-11 shows up, and then just laid the smackdown on the both of them.
He went freaking Steven Seagal on all those guys.
Yep. He went ham on them.
He definitely stole the show. Yeah.
The best part, he tells Baby Yoda, "I'm sorry you had to see that." I popped huge because he came off like a parent. You know what I mean? Like, like someone cut him off in traffic and he had to get out of the car and beat the hell out of him.
The 3 episodes that he's been in have been really good. I mean, I'm really surprised that they were able to take, just through good writing and and good storytelling, a character that, for the most part, should have no personality and give him so much personality in that small amount of time. And even the fact when he was like, you damaged your central processing unit, when later on we'll talk about it, we'll get there. He's like, you mean my brain? He's like, I was trying to make a joke to which is like, it's like, where's that coming from? But it's fucking hilarious. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Well, 2 things. One, do you think Quill incorporated that into his programming to be a little more lighthearted? And 2, it kind of dispelled the rumor or the thought of the last episode saying that he's the one who shot Quill and decided to activate his actual programming, which would have came out of left field. But I'm kind of glad they didn't, because this guy served his purpose and it was much greater. And I think they got much more mileage out of this character than just doing a unnecessary heel turn just for the sake of the pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later, but he ended up fucking the droid, the non-living thing, ended up being a fucking hero more than once.
Oh yeah.
But we'll talk about that some more in a bit.
And as he's his doc's sucking on some lemons like he used to do in college for some money. Look at this guy. What are you doing over there? What are you drinking?
The fuck is that?
Moscow Mule, baby.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Doc's drink of choice.
Moscow.
It's like vodka, ginger ale, right? What is it?
Ginger beer. Vodka lime.
Oh, ginger beer. Okay.
Vodka and ginger beers.
It used to be a lime at some point. It got really old.
Yeah, like you.
Old balls.
So then IG-11 decides to ride into town, but before he does that, Moff Gideon is there with his boys, and he tells he basically drops some knowledge, and he smartens the marks up, and the marks being us 3 and everybody else who watched the show, because he set up an E-Web gun, I think it was called, and he said, "Listen, guys in there, Cara Thea Dune from Alderaan." I popped to find out she was from Alderaan.
Yeah.
And then he mentioned the dude's name, Mando's name, which is what was it?
Jaren.
Yes. And then Carl Weathers' character, what's his freaking name? Grief Karga.
Karga something.
Yeah, he was supposed to be some kind of dispelled something or other, and that's why he became a bounty hunter or something, or disgraced. I forgot what he said. But he basically went down the road and said, "Hey, man, your shock troop or your rebels got destroyed by this same type of weapon, Cara Thea Dune, the predecessor to this weapon. And you, Mando, your people got killed in the Night of 1,000 Tears," which is a little backstory over there that they're discussing. Yep. And then they basically and the actor, what's his actor's name?
Giancarlo Esposito.
His poise, his demeanor, his delivery, everything about it, cool as ice, and just no fucks given. Just like, hey man, you got one option. You got to come out. It's gonna benefit me either which way. You can't trust me, but I'm gonna go against my better judgment and go for my selfish needs. And you got to hear me out for the benefit of you and me. And he goes, "I'm gonna give you till nightfall," which I think was a mistake. And what's cost him everything.
Big time. But you know what, man? I agree, man. You know what, man? I've never seen him in a bad role. I've never seen him, in a bad performance, I should say. But that was awesome when Karga's like, "Can we trust you?" No,
Yeah.
he was like, "Nope."
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he was awesome, man. He was the perfect guy for this role, and he
Which
definitely brings a certain type of a charisma to him.
Even
yeah.
his look. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Doc. Even his
Right.
look, because he's wearing the stormtrooper armor with the cape. It looks so dope. What were you
Yep.
gonna say?
And like Spiro said, I've never seen him in anything that's been bad that he's done. But the interesting thing is when I heard that he was cast to be in this movie, in his show, I'm like, I don't know if he's going to be great for this because he's not your typical Star Wars actor. I didn't see him kind of melding and fitting in with the
he's not
universe,
white. Yeah,
whatever. Well, no, well, it's not
British
that's not,
white guy.
yeah, well, that's true, but no, but I just didn't see him like kind of fitting the typical Star Wars bad guy profile for whatever reason. I mean, I've seen him play bad guys. He's great. In Breaking Bad, he was a fantastic actor when he played Gus Fring. But I was concerned. I was very much less concerned after this episode because he is the bad guy that I love to see in a thriller in a movie. He's the calculated bad guy, the bad guy who has all the pieces ahead of time, who's 2 steps ahead of the hero, who knows everything, and who just, like you said, calm, cool, and collected, like a Lex Luthor kind of type, where smarter than you, better than you, and you fucking know it. To coin a phrase from a professional wrestler that I know, and it was what we needed in Star Wars because we haven't had that pretty much ever.
That's
And
not
he's
true.
fantastic. Well, Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, he's a black
Okay,
Bran
fuck.
Ellerthon.
Yes.
Is he black, Hispanic? What is he?
I don't know. Maybe
I think
Whatever.
he's
if he's wearing no socks, he's Dominican.
Nice.
So
Wepa.
fresh take for us on a villain for Star Wars. I loved it. I think
Yeah,
he
I
did a
loved it
great
too.
job. And the whole comparison that I had in my brain to Lex Luthor, I think that's exactly where he kind of sits on the pantheon.
Oh, he's definitely a better Lex Luthor than Jesse Eisenberg. That's for
that's
sure.
the fucking sure. I saw at the Nets game the other day, by the way.
Who, Jesse Eisenberg?
Jesse Eisenberg. I said, Jesse, what's up? He walked right by me. I said, all right, go fuck yourself, asshole.
motherfucker.
Who, really? He didn't even say hello?
No sold me, 100%.
Wow.
Wow, man.
He was sitting in shitty seats, though. It's fine.
I would have told him, that's why you killed Justice League. Or no, you killed Batman vs. Superman, you prick.
I would have been like, "Hey, motherfucker, you know that you're not really Lex Luthor, right, cocksucker? You know, fucking
Kevin
asshole."
Spacey, my Lex Luthor. Kid touching it all.
Dude, oh my God. Do I got a story to tell you guys off air
Oh, boy.
about
Does it involve
this?
Kevin Spacey and
Yes,
conspiracy
it
theorists?
does. No. Yes, it does. Remind me to tell you guys off air. I don't want to
I
get into
can't
this.
wait.
We're
Oh
going to
man,
go down the wrong rabbit hole here.
Tune
So anyway,
in for a special Kevin Spacey episode of the new Force Order.
so IG-88 comes guns a-blazing, Young Guns 2 style, riding in on the space cruiser, just taking out all the stormtroopers. I like the part when they started shooting back and he turns around to protect the baby and flips his head around and his arms around like it's nothing. Just blasted every pew, 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 all over the place, destroying shop.
sure.
Pew, pew. And then freaking he does a little sliding gimmick with the bike, takes out a couple of troopers. The rest of the good guys come out. They start shooting up the town. Mando grabs that big E-Wave gun. And that E-Web gun, and they started blowing shit left and right. Great visuals. Great scene, in my opinion. Everything from start to finish.
Well,
That whole sequence was amazing.
he brought it home from the first episode where he grabbed that that little
Yeah.
speeder gun and it was kind of pushing out.
Yeah.
Do you know the first time we saw the E-Web gun where it was?
No,
Hot.
Empire Strikes Back. Yep, they
That's
used
the
it
gun
then.
that they set up to shoot up the Falcon.
Indeed.
But then the best part, Moff Gideon calculating his steps, walking very calmly, blasts the Mandalorian, realizes that he has the Beskar armor, and then blasts the box that's connected to this gun. That thing blows to Kingdom Come and sends this guy doing a tope suicido across the room onto the floor. You know? Boom!
It looked like more of a Mahishro cradle to me, but that's okay.
You're the guy who works
Fuck
with a small
him up.
package, so you need to relax.
Yeah, I'm not the one who has a couple of schoolboys in my box, so it's all good, brother.
Oh boy.
I'm not a priest. You must be talking
We
about
could do
Spiro
this.
then.
We could do this all day.
Okay. Take it easy there, Steve Rogers. So then Cara Dune comes out, pulls the Mando back into the building where they were hiding out initially. Initially, they also found an exit strategy. There was a sewage grate they couldn't get open or cut open because he didn't have any blasters left. IG-11 starts cutting it open after Carl Weathers asks him to do it. He threatens Carl Weathers. He goes, "If you go by this baby, I will have to kill you." And then Cara Dune tries to take Mando's helmet off. He says, "No, I can't. It's against the way." And then proceeds to tell her to leave him, that he's dead, he's no good. Gives her this.
He got hurt fucking bad, bro.
Yeah,
Yep.
she realizes it when she grabs the back of his head and her hand's full of blood. And then gives her this gimmick, his necklet gimmick with the freaking Mandalorian crest on it from that beast that they used to ride. The one that what's his name? Bobo has on his
Yep, on his armor.
on his armor.
I can't remember what they called it in the first episode. Not magnificent beast, but some shit like that.
Yeah, like the Megasaurus or whatever.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
Something hammer, something.
The megalodon.
I think.
I don't know. That's what you call a gay dinosaur. You know that, right? A Megasaurus.
A megasaurus. Oh no, brontosaurus.
No, dude.
A
Mega.
megasaurus.
You know, you know what you call a lesbian dinosaur?
I lick a lot of puss.
A lickalotopus, indeed.
Till you
Ah.
thunder.
Ah.
The fucking crow here, man. Eric Draven here. Jesus.
So anyhow, so they're about to bounce with the baby, the man, and then IG-11 says, "I'm gonna stay back with the Mandalorian." Wait, tries to take the thing off, and the Mandalorian actually before he tries to take the helmet off, Mandalorian's like, "Do it."
Yeah.
Like, do what?
Oh, you missed the part where they the first part where they came in with the fire. Was that before?
No, I was after. Oh wait, no, you're right.
Before.
That was before you. I apologize. You're absolutely right. Well, since I messed up, go ahead. Cover the.
So Moff Gideon's like, all right, fuck it. We're just gonna burn this place down to the ground. So
Yeah, burn him out.
He sends in the flame trooper. Who they
You were there?
Flaming trooper. Flaming.
Oh, you were
trooper.
you were there.
Yeah. So they sends in the flame trooper, who has the.
Wait, you were there?
Yeah.
I can do this all night. Go
Red Steve Rogers, who has the goods, who starts
like Natalie Woods.
Exactly, who starts laying the flame inside the place, shit's burning down around there. He steps in the door, ready to burn everybody to the ground, clicks the trigger, and who do we see to come to the rescue? Baby Yoda! Closes his eyes, he puts his hand out, he stops the flame, pushes forward, and with the force, knocks the flame back into the flame trooper, blows him out of the building, comes to the back. Carl Weathers is like, holy shit, that baby's powerful. And then that part with IG-88 comes out where he's
IG-11.
My bad, IG-11. He's with Mando and he's left to help Mando to get past whatever issue he's having from his trauma that he's just occurred. So
Mando says he felt like he was gonna die. He went to go take the helmet off. He said
He would have died. Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, "I'm gonna shoot you." He goes, "Let me die a warrior's death." He goes, I can't reveal myself to a living thing. And he goes, "Well, I'm not a living thing." And lo and behold, we take off the mask, and it's John Wayne's grandson. No, I'm just kidding. It's Pedro Pascal.
You know what, man? You know, I thought it was cool that they saved this for the last episode, but a part of me felt like, well, that kind of ruins the mystique somewhat.
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew who it was underneath, who the actor was, but it was cool. It was a cool moment, but I felt that they should have kept his helmet on, man, you know?
I would have been totally fine if they would have kind of panned to the side and we're getting like this kind of shadowy half side thing of it and we don't see it. I completely agree with you. I think showing his face, it kind of reveals the hand at this point, and now it's like it's not an important part of his character anymore. It kind of loses the mystique of what we've been building the whole season, despite the fact that it was only to a droid. You don't think so? All right.
You know why? Look,
Rey Mysterio can lose his mask and then put it back on and still make millions of dollars entertaining people with a mask on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that we know Pedro Pascal's the guy underneath there.
Yeah,
he can take it off and we can see him.
You know, the thing is, nobody.
I see your point, though. I see both your points.
Nobody knows how he looks, and even though we know who it is, it's like when they bring you along for the ride and they haven't revealed his face the whole season, you sort of feel like those other characters there, like, oh shit, how is he gonna look? Who is he? I mean, you know.
Yep.
All right, so we went from being the marks to
I think it
smart
didn't.
marks.
Sorry,
Oh,
I think
great. Fuck my life.
I don't think it added anything to that episode by showing us his face. It wasn't like it was an important
Right.
reveal for an important time. It wasn't like it was necessary to bring the story forward at that point. And I think that, again, I think, like I said before, it should have been continued. The mystique should have been continued from where we were because it didn't change much of anything. It wasn't like he had one fucking eye that was like half hanging out of his head. He was all scarred up or something. He looked like fucking
like Vader and Hanson.
Oberyn Martell from House Martell. So it wasn't like anything or Asian Javi Pena from fucking Narcos. So unless you're gonna do something to his face that's a little bit different. It didn't really bring that story forward, and I think they should have kept that out. Personally, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
I think it's better like if they do.
Look, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It didn't kill the episode for me, but I think they should have kept it out.
If they didn't tell us who the guy playing the Mandalorian was to begin with, they never revealed it was Pedro Pascal, and they would have done that, I think they would have been a bigger pop.
100%.
For the first time, in history, you don't know who the lead actor is, but it's supposed to be some famous movie guy, and then you find out it's him. That's cool. But, it is what it is. I mean, you guys are not wrong. Just a different flavor of ice cream. But the cool thing is, they showed the backstory of him being on the planet, because they said that he's not a Mandalorian. He wasn't born on Mandalore. And Carl Weathers like, wait a minute, you're a Mandalorian. And Cara Dune tells him, being a Mandalorian isn't a birthright. It's a credo. It's a creed.
No, what's great about this, right?
What?
Right?
That it makes Boba
Wait, it's clever. It's clever editing.
It's clever editing. The great thing about this is that now everybody, I mean, we've accepted it, but now it's canon, and you won't be wrong if you accept Boba Fett as a Mandalorian.
Well,
This makes him.
It all depends if somebody made him a foundling. Now, if Django was not a Mandalorian, theoretically, he's still not a Mandalorian.
Okay.
Okay. He had to be sponsored by an actual Mandalorian. So
wait a minute. Not only do you steal thunder, but you also rain on parades.
But
that sucks.
No. You might be onto something, because this is how they can retcon something without really changing anything. We've never seen Boba Fett without his helmet on.
For that.
Well,
only as a child.
Right, yeah.
Right? And in Rebels, when he was still a kid, when he almost killed Mace Windu, when he snuck on board as a Jedi something or other. Right? As one of those kids who wanted to join the Jedi Temple or something. And let's face it, since then we haven't seen what happened to him. We don't know what happened to him. And we don't know where he went. He could have well been a foundling, got founded by Mandalorians, and never were allowed to take his helmet off.
Yep.
We don't know. That could be a way.
Question. When the fucking doors to the cellar popped open, did you guys think for 1 second, oh shit, Boba Fett?
I did. I really did.
Cellar doors.
The silhouette, right?
Yep.
What's up?
When he was hiding inside the cellar when he killed the battle droid.
For a hot second, I thought it was gonna be him too. Yeah.
And I was hoping it was gonna be him.
Because you know what, man, the fucking helmet, the fucking antenna sticking out.
Yeah.
Like him. But no, because it ended up being somebody with like blue armor and I don't know.
It ended up being some Mando.
But that was cool because it explains why he adopted the creed and why he became a Mandalorian. I mean, all these people wanted to see an Obi-Wan or a Yoda or a Christian, Christian. Yeah.
It's made a lot more sense, though.
It did make a lot. It fit the story better. And to be honest with you, even though these were battle droids from the Clone Wars, wasn't during the Clone Wars that this scenario could have been taking place. It could have just been droids from that instance that were used. The Cara Dune said that Moff Gideon was killed for war crimes, which obviously he wasn't. So he could have been the one who led that whole assassination on this dude's planet, or been part of it. I know he says that he was some kind of trooper, and his name is in the database, the Imperial database, and that's how he knew that it was Moff Gideon, because of his connections to the killing of his planet. But he also could have been involved in the killing of Mandalore. And to be honest with you, I think he was, because that kind of explains what we see at the ending when we get there.
Oh yeah, I agree with you 100%.
So then what happens? They go through the tunnels and they bump into.
Wait. So first of all, before you get there, IG-11 sprays him with the Bacta spray. He's like, he'll be fine in a little bit. I'm like, that's some serious fucking Star Wars medicine I want to get involved in, because really being a doctor is pretty fucking easy there. Just squirt a little Bacta on that shit and your money.
Fucking spray, man.
Make my life easier. Shit.
He had fucking brain damage.
45 fucking patients today. That was terrible.
Dude, that fucking spray cures fucking brain damage. That's nice.
One kid had 3 nuts.
They weren't blue.
91.
Oh, jeez. But, man, that is some serious shit right there. I mean, the fucking guy's got internal bleeding. His fucking brain is bleeding. He has brain damage. He fucking sprays that shit.
I hate to break the news to you guys. That wasn't Bacta spray. That was Windex.
That was
a typical Puerto Rican mother spraying Windex on everything.
Puerto Rican Windex on it. From my big fat Greek wedding. Don't try to steal that. It's not a hubcap. Come on.
But yeah, man, they were walking through the tunnels. He's got his helmet back on. IG-11 is helping him walk, and they run into a bunch of fucking helmets and armor pieces of dead fucking Mandos. I was like, fuck, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know? And it's all his fucking fault, man.
Yep. That was nasty.
Yeah, that's some serious guilt there to live with.
The chick who was the head of the clan or the guild or whatever you want to call it,
the armorer.
She told him, we made ourselves present. We let our identity get into the public, and it cost us because the Imperial forces came on and rained terror upon all of us. It makes you wonder why she's the only one survived. Maybe she, I thought for a second she might have turned and sold them all out, but then obviously we see the scene after this that she didn't. But she's talking to this guy. She's talking to Mando, and she's telling him, "Yo, you have a foundling. So now it's the creed. Either he adopts the creed, or you got to find his species and bring him back." So that basically raises the questions to season 2, where he goes on the quest to try to find Planet of Yoda.
Planet of Yoda, like Planet of the Apes.
Exactly. But she gives him his signet. He actually earns it, which happens to be the Mudhorn, which looks sick as shit. Clan of 2. It's him and the baby. So I'm surprised you don't have that tattooed on you already, Doc.
I I just watched the episode today, and I was trying to hammer it in my skin, old school, like Samoan style, but it just wasn't working.
So then,
we're almost there, yeah. So she, lets them load up on whatever accoutrements and supplies they need. Mando loads back up on his bombs. And then she says, "Oh, I got one other thing for you before you get out of here, homie," which is like,
She asked him though first.
Have you been trained in the Rising Phoenix?
The Rising Phoenix.
I was like, wait a minute, this motherfucker knows some fucking kung fu and shit. I was thinking some like Shaolin shit. I'm like, what? Rising Phoenix.
Trade in the drunken mantis, yes. And then pulls out a shiny new jetpack. Which was interesting because what she had told him, I don't know if you guys have heard it, but she said, "Listen, this is not going to work for you because you have to train with it and you have to figure it out. So it's not going to respond to whatever commands you have." So, handing him basically this, it's almost like getting a relative dies and gives you some money. You can't hit it till you're 18. So
hold on a second. So yeah, when that happened, it raised a few questions for me. So how does it work? Does it tap into his fucking spine or some shit, and he sends fucking through his brainwaves? I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah. Or is it just super kind of like super AI where it senses how much you've trained with it and then it unlocks whatever you need? I don't know. Who the fuck
knows? But we will find out though.
Interesting nonetheless, for sure. Yeah. Despite the fact that he uses it 10 minutes later, but that's okay. Not very well. So they dip out of there and they're trying to get the the ship that they found, the junket that's stuck into the lava, which is very
Wait,
Mustafar-like.
wait a minute. I'm sorry. We need to bring this up though. They brought up the Mandalorian War. They didn't call it by name, but they brought it up when he was talking about the fucking species who have powers. They're sorcerers, you know.
Right. Yep.
So that's
they said the Jedi by name.
Yeah. So there's two Revan related things that have been brought into canon, and I know you guys are gonna give me shit, but hey, it was inevitable.
Listen
here.
How fucking HARD is Spiro when he pulls any reference out of anything, he's like, oh.
You know what else is canon in in our lifetime?
What's up?
Yeah, you know what's canon in our lifetime? Bigfoot. Has anyone ever fucking seen Bigfoot? No. So guess what? Revan will never be seen. He's the Bigfoot of Star Wars. You can mention him. You can mention all the stuff that was incorporated with him in legends and in past folklores and tales and myths, but he's not canon.
Yes, he is canon.
Because the troopers...
You got the book there.
Listen, just because a portion of the troop was called the Revan troop.
Yeah,
and then,
but why though?
Hold on. And then you had the medallion in The Last Jedi, which is the first plan. Hold on. And now they're talking about the Mandalorian Jedi War. So you have three facets from his past. But
not only that, but you know, is it a possibility? It probably isn't, but is it a possibility that the Mandalorians do not remove their helmets because that's what Revan did when he took on the helmet of a Mandalorian, a slain Mandalorian, that he saw the vision of her death, and he swore to never take it off until she was avenged.
You know what? You might be right. You might be wrong. We will never know until it is canonized. But regardless, this isn't freaking Revan Mania. This is Mandomania. So
that's a separate show that Spiro does by himself with a listener of one. When he's naked, with a bottle of KY. Oh, got it.
Good.
So what happened? Right before that happens, we see the leader of the Mando clan sitting there meditating with her tools, like across her chest, and 5 or 6 stormtroopers show up, try to take her, and she just John Wicks their ass and kicks the shit out of them in a cool scene. So she obviously lives. She'll be in part 2 or season 2. So they get on this ferry boat.
Also, sorry, man, that also shows you how shitty and flimsy Stormtrooper armor really is, man.
Dude, that one scene when she cracked him with the sledgehammer and
right in the face, and his whole shit explodes.
Yeah. Oh, that was dope, dude. That was awesome.
By the way, we should tweet our girl Anita and tell her, hey, by the way, have you watched this episode of The Mandalorian? I think you'll be happy.
Oh my God, I'm glad that you brought that up. That's exactly who I thought of in that very fucking
100%.
100%, bro.
You guys won't do it. Anyhow.
Okay.
By the way,
he loves egging us on to make us do that shit.
By the way, I heard Spiro's gonna be changing his handler from Handsome Reaper to Anita Revan.
Asshole Reaper?
No, to Anita Revan Buchanan. So it's gonna be at Anita Revan to be canon.
Spiro's literally tweeting her as we were on the show right now. He went immediately to fucking Twitter.
What's her name again?
Anita Sarkison or some shit. I don't know. Anita Revan to be canon.
Go. Good one.
That was my joke.
He's so fucking late to the game. It's the best.
Oh my God.
I think that was clever editing.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say that. Doc, clever editing. You stole my line again. You steal my jokes. You steal my line. Oh God. Oh God. Anyway.
I think people are fucking getting a real nice kick out of this episode.
Yeah, they get a good one. Listen, fuck them. We are. Who cares?
Yeah, screw the fans. So what happens? They get on this boat, and as they're going through the tunnel of love, with all the lava, they see Mando sees with his armor and his infrared that they're being the openings being flanked by a battalion of stormtroopers And then IG-11 decides to sacrifice himself and go to his secondary programming.
We had a few things happening before that. We saw that R2 unit who actually had arms and legs.
Oh yeah, Diesel
thought-
Arnold Schwarzenegger R2.
Who I thought was cool.
That was a cool little.
That was cool. The way he was revealed, because he seemed to be inside of a fucking pile of shit. And then he gets up and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? He has arms, he has legs. I'm like, shit. Fucking yeah, it's crazy, man.
That was a cool little R2D2 twist that we've never seen before in R2 unit. That was neat.
Frankenstein.
And then there was that, the part right before where they're arguing about IG-11 with a self-destruct, where Carl Weathers goes, "Can't the baby do that?"
No. That's later on.
That was later on from when? That was when
That's when they get out of the tunnel and they see the TIE fighter.
Was it? Are you sure? I thought it was when they're inside.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
So what happened was IG-11 tells him, "Tell me the baby will be safe with you." Amanda goes, "No, you can't go. You'll die." He goes, "Don't be sad." He goes, "I'm not sad." He goes, "Yes, you are." He goes, "I did an analysis on your voice, and your voice changed." You a bitch.
He totally bitched him out. He's like, "Don't be a bitch. Come on."
Man.
So IG-11 hops into the lava, and then you hear Carl Weathers, "IG, what are you doing?" Like, you dumb fuck! You didn't just hear the conversation that's going on. Two steps.
He is kind of stupid. He is kind of dumb though, honestly, which is still funny though.
And then IG-11 comes out, blows everybody to Kingdom Come, dude, and sacrifices himself. Not only steals the show, but saves the day. And then as soon as they come out of the tunnel, you think it's all safe and sound. Lo and behold, here comes Moff Gideon and his TIE fighter. And they started shooting him, and they realized that their guns have no effect on the TIE fighter. Doesn't do any damage, nothing. That's when Carl Weather goes, "I got it. Can you tell the baby to do the thing with his hand? Do the thing with your hand, baby. Do the thing with your hand." the Baby Yoda waves hi to him like.
He's like, I died.
You know what went through my hand?
Oh,
my
man.
hand went down. That's a good hand.
Good.
Oh, it was so fucking funny.
I popped huge. He's like, "Oh,
man.
I'm all out of ideas. I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
Take Dax to go. Take the coffee to go, Stacks." Anyhow,
Yo, but yeah, that's when Mando threw on that fucking jetpack, and he looked a lot like fucking Boba, man. Especially now that he's got that dent now too.
yeah.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
the cool thing was, excuse me, where Moff Gideon went around for round 2, and he jumped up in the air over him and shot his little
Grappling hook?
the grappling hook a la Batman and hooked onto the TIE fighter. That scene was fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second he came up and latched on, the smile on my face, I was like, "Oh, this is fucking dope."
Yeah, man. You've never seen that before in Star Wars.
No.
TIE fighter versus individual, one-on-one. That was
Yep.
dope. Then he blows.
We saw it last week, kind of.
No. Well,
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
you got a
not
point.
on this level, not on that level, yeah, but
Listen, lightsaber trumps everything, so it's irrelevant.
Dude, if there's one thing I can pull out of a genie bottle as a wish, I would wish for a lightsaber.
hell yeah.
Oh, it'd be so dope. Anyway,
I'd wish the titties so I could play myself all day long, but that's okay. I'm just being honest, man. That's it.
you do have titties.
They're not great though.
I can do this all day. Anyhow,
I'm
So what
actually
happened?
starting. Apparently, I'm actually starting to fucking grow some because my fucking daughter just told me that I need to lose weight and shit. You know,
2020's right around the corner, baby.
all right, put down the baklava, bro. Go back to the gym. We can work out together.
yeah, I should.
What do you call it? So as he's Moff is trying to throw him off the TIE fighter by turning it sideways, left, right, upside down, whatever. He hits up the two of the charges he took. He puts it on the wing, and all of a sudden the thing blows up, sends him crashing. Boom. He starts, falling down through the sky uncontrollably. The jetpack kicks on. He does a superhero landing. Boom. He's good to go.
A la Iron Man. That was very Iron Man-esque.
Yeah.
Very.
I
Yeah.
wonder why, huh?
No,
Man.
So then, the best of Carl Weathers, dude. Man, Mando, your guild rate just went up. Just like an indie wrestler who just got some TV time. Your price just went up. All right, and then Cara Dune's like, hey, I think I'm gonna stay around here and make sure all the Imperials are done. And I like the fact they call them imps. You know what I mean?
Imps.
And then Carl Weathers try to convince her to join the guild. She says something about administration or something that her guidance codes aren't cleared or something. I don't know. Something about her codes because she went AWOL. And he's like, we'll fix that up. Don't worry. You become my enforcer. And then Mando's like, look, man, I got to bounce. He's like, go ahead, bounce. Come back whenever you want. You'll have your pick of the litter. And then he leaves, I guess. He hops in the Winnebago and goes.
The Winnebago.
Tries to find Baby Yoda's home planet, let's say, for season 2. But lo and behold.
No, wait. I'm not gonna steal your thunder, but
no, I was
thinking this. I was thinking this, man. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck are they doing? They're blowing a great episode. There's no fucking cliffhanger, and this ending feels so fucking rushed. But then, why was it?
Because tell us. Go ahead. You're the Imperial guy.
I'm the fucking Listen, man.
You sure about that? Because you have to assure yourself. Me, I'm the guy.
Yeah, I'm the guy.
Yeah, I'm the guy.
Man, there's a lot of things I'm not sure of. I'm not sure what fucking day it is, what time it is, but I'm sure of one thing. I'm filled with anger and hate because I am the fucking butcher. For life.
For life.
So what happened was, then we get a shot of the fucking TIE fighter downed, and then I see this.
Hold on. Before they you had all those little Jawas trying to steal parts.
Oh yes. Yeah. Fucking Jawas are fucking.
They are the Bronx Puerto Ricans of the Star Wars universe, boy. They do not play around. And by the way, if you want to know, I am Puerto Rican, so don't worry, it's fine. I can say that.
Man, yeah, bro. But so they're trying to fucking scavenge.
So's Papa Down, by the way. If you didn't know, he's definitely.
Yeah, bro. We all are in somewhere or fucking.
I'm not Puerto Rican. 100% Greek.
According to the fans and shit, you know. But
what do the fans know?
They don't know shit, bro.
Exactly.
They don't know dick, you know. But so the Jawas are fucking scavenging TIE fighter parts, and then next thing you know, you fucking see that like glow, that like orange glow, and I'm like, oh shit, man, this dude is fucking cutting his way out. He's got a torch or some shit. Bullshit. You fucking start seeing this black fucking blade come out, and we said this before, if there's something that we want to see in live action, above most things, maybe not all things, is the fucking dark motherfucking saber.
Live action dark saber.
When I saw that shit, I fucking marked out. Now, after the fucking, what do you call it?
Marked out like Doc during a Papadon match.
You know,
it's usually me taking photos of you, putting on Facebook, explaining why I have to watch you in underwear again this week.
In underwear, yeah,
but I didn't have a match this week, Doc. What are you talking about?
Oh shit!
Again this week, yes.
I don't get. You see, man, I don't get fucking invited to these fucking parties, man, and shit. You know.
You don't want to be invited,
dude. I don't. Look, dude, it's a signet of 1. Okay, it's a clan of 1 for Doc. He has pictures of me in my underwear for some strange reason, and he's watching it over and over again. Hey, if that makes him happy, you know, whatever
works, man. You know, yo, but after the fucking initial reaction wore off, I was kind of like, I'm not sure how I feel about how it looks, man. You know,
it looked a little cheesy, but you know, if you look at it on Rebels, it still has that same exact look.
It kind of looked like a quinceanera type of special effects Sweet 16 video special effect, but but to be fair, they do have a budget, and they got to do it a certain way. And when that first tip of the blade popped out, and it was the black tip of the blade, I went, no, it can't be. And then he did it over and over again, and he made that line. I went, oh. And then when he came out with that thing, I was like, yeah, buddy. Fuck yeah.
That's not the first time the tip of a black blade popped out and got him excited, by the way.
That's because I hang out with a bunch of Puerto Ricans. So anyhow. So
That was a
regardless
nice shot there, though, man.
oh yeah,
That
when he got on
that
the top of
final
the
shot.
time, yeah, he looked badass. Kind of reminded me like a Ty Vizsla or something like that, you know, or Pre Vizsla, whatever his name was. But I mean, look, I wanted the last shot of the season to be Boba Fett. Did we
Right.
get it? No. Did they pay off the guy with the link
Well,
chain with the Spurs? No, not yet. So there's still an inclination, there's still chance and hope that Boba Fett will show up in season 2. Was
you
it
know
a
what's
cool?
funny?
What?
I was gonna say, well, we didn't, but we kind of did. It was trolled. They fucking trolled us. They wanted us for
Of
one
course.
second to be like, "Oh shit, Boba," and then it's like, "You fucking cock tease," you know. But anyways,
That's
man,
all
that
right.
It
last
That's
wasn't
shot
okay.
of
really.
him,
No, hold on. It can't be trolling because they didn't pay off. Then we don't even know who it is. It definitely wasn't Grand Moff,
Yep.
Moff Gideon, because every time he walks, there's no spurs going on. So it
no.
definitely wasn't him. So it
Who the
has to
fuck is?
be it's either Boba Fett or
Gotta be
Cad
Boba.
Bane. But the
Uh,
thing, but the thing is this.
unless they fucked up and they left out the fucking Spurs. I mean, there was also a big shootout going on, so I don't know.
No,
No, he had
there
a lot
was.
of time where there was quiet and he was walking through there. And I think they did that on purpose. There
It
was at
was
least two
Boba.
spots where they did it.
It's Boba, and he'll show up. Maybe he'll show up and help out in the second fucking episode, second season. Maybe he won't. Maybe he might be hired by Gideon to take him out because he couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Who
Yep.
knows? Who
Who knows?
knows? But instead of getting that ending, we got a different ending, which was just as satisfying in my perspective and my point of view.
Yeah.
But the fact that we didn't get Boba Fett makes me even happier because I want him even more now. So when they do give it to us, I'll be twice as happy.
It's good booking.
It's great booking. It'll be twice the pop. You know what I mean? As
Yeah.
opposed to saying, "Oh, Boba Fett." Now it's gonna be like, "Yeah, motherfucker, Boba Fett, yeah." You know what I mean? Because he made us wait for it twice as long.
Yep.
That'll be the fucking moment. But now this ending that we got raises a lot of fucking questions, man.
Which is good.
Which is great. Yes, it
Like?
is great. Like how did he get his hands on the dark saber? Which you guys brought up that he probably led the fucking purge and shit. Also, is it possible that this motherfucker might be Mandalorian? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm surprised that the Empire wouldn't have taken away the fucking dark saber. Because I'm sure that's something that the Emperor would have kept somewhere. Vader might have also wanted it. So did they let him keep it because it's his by right? You know,
Squatters' rights.
squatters' rights. I don't know.
Puerto Rican figures. But listen, you have a very valid point. Maybe he did lead the charge. Maybe he did take it for himself and he kept it as an heirloom or as a trophy. But here's the deal.
That's one hell of a fucking trophy, though.
Yeah, no
But
shit.
here's the deal. You got to stay true to the Mandalorian lore and into the creed, into the culture. The person with the dark saber is the Mandalore of Mandalorian. Of Mandalore. He's the Mandalore of Mandalore.
The ultimate.
The
Yeah.
ultimate. He's the Primus, the king, the numero uno papichulo.
Question: Who was the last one to fucking have it?
Bo-Katan.
In Rebels. Okay.
Bo-Katan.
Oh,
It was given to her. It was given to her by not Satine, Sabine. Sabine had it. Yeah, she had it. She was training with Kanan and Ezra. Then she gave it to Bo-Katan, and that was the last one to have it. And that was right before episode 4. So this is what, maybe what, 8 years later.
Question: How old would she be, the Bo-Katan?
Maybe Han's a little older than Han Solo.
What
A little-
if?
A
What
little
if?
younger than what's her name? The chick who says many Bothans. What's his name? What's her name?
Mon Mothma.
Yeah, a little younger
So
than
what
her,
if-
maybe.
What if? What if that's why the armor survived, because that's who's under that helmet. and then they're saving it for her to come out to have a bigger role in season 2, and she ends up being the one to regain it.
Could very well be. But this is my point. If the guy has the dark saber and he's the Mandalore, doesn't the Mandalorian have to adhere to his rule?
Yeah, but I mean, well, yeah,
he's not going to break the code.
Yeah, you're right.
This is the way.
But apparently, things have fucking changed, though. You know, I mean, a lot of things change. A lot of things change from what we knew from the Clone Wars and all that shit.
Well, nothing really changed. What changed? The fact that they can't take off their helmets, or is it that foundlings who adopt the creed can't take off their helmets? Because Sabine and all those other individuals were from the planet Mandalore. So maybe if you're not a Mandalorian by birthright and you adopt the creed, you got to wear the helmet for life. For life.
For fucking life. So all those Mandalorians, including the armor, are those people purebloods or fucking not? Are they all foundlings as well?
So it doesn't matter now. They're all dead. So I have no idea.
Well,
all I could think of was when they were all dead. I went, "Oh man, what a waste."
Yeah,
yeah. But also, I was thinking, "Oh man, all that Beskar. That's a lot of fucking Scott.
That was a fucking waste. But what a fucking visual, man. What a great way to like fucking like shit, man. You know, to grab you and shit. You know.
So how many are left now throughout the galaxy?
Well, she said, I don't know who left to the to different planets, who left here, who left there. So I'm sure we're going to see some Mandalorians at some point in season 2. I can't imagine that they're not going to pop up somehow.
Of course, they would have to. So, question, guys. Let's do a little round robin here before we go home. What are some of the things you want to see in season 2?
Clearly, things I want to see. I want to see Boba in some way, shape, or form. And I want to see
heel or face.
I want to see him as heel, 100%. I think that's the only way to bring him in, because we have to see the Mando versus I guess Mando quotation marks, if we're going to call him Mando now.
But if we do Mando versus Boba, then Boba has to do the job. That means he's going to get jobbed out and killed.
Right? Wouldn't be the first time Boba does the job.
Yeah,
right.
We've already seen that. We've already seen that. We want to see him go over now. Anyway, go on.
And then I want to see face off with Darksaber, because I think if the Mandalorian realizes that Moff Gideon is in possession.
Where's Moff Gideon? It's Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon is in possession from Brooklyn of the Darksaber. He's going to
Alderaan, not Alderaan.
He's going to come after him to get it. Palpatine, not Palpatine.
Bail. Not
Bal. I want to see him come after the Darksaber.
Yeah, you know what, man? I also want to see Mando going for the Darksaber, maybe ending with him claiming it and bringing some kind of honor back to Mandalore. You know what else I want to see, man? I want to see some more Force users. I had no problem with Baby Yoda being the only one and rarely using his powers, but it would be cool to see somebody. I don't know who, man. I mean, like somebody that's Force sensitive. I don't know. Maybe he runs across Jedis who are hiding from Order 66 still.
No.
Well, if he's bringing Baby Yoda to the Baby Yoda planet, we're going to see a lot of Force-sensitive people over there.
Well, listen, a couple things.
Wait a minute. No, but listen, man. There were still Jedi way after all that shit still fucking hiding out and shit still.
Yeah, but with the Empire...
no damn clue and shit.
But the Empire gets destroyed. There's nothing to worry about anymore. Order 66, you come out of hiding.
But there's some people that... All right, I don't know.
I would like to see Revan. No, I'm just kidding.
He's fucking dead, bro, at this point. He's thousands of years dead.
I would like to see, obviously, Boba Fett. I'd like to see him as a babyface. I wouldn't like to see him as a heel. I'd like to see him work with the Mandalorian as opposed to against him. I'd like to see, like you said, the saber. But I want to see Mando pick up a saber to fight Grand Moff or Moff Gideon for the saber.
Nice.
So maybe he gets his pathways gets crossed with a Jedi. May it be Luke. May it be who's the dude with the yellow stripe on his nose?
Quinlan Voss.
Quinlan Voss. Maybe somebody in hiding, Ahsoka Tano, Ezra Bridger. You know what I mean? That'd be great. May he bump it to Sabine. That'd be nice. See what happened with her. I'd like to also see Grief Karga and Cara Dune come back for more of the episodes.
Definitely.
Bill Burr come back. You know, that'd be. Well, did he die?
No,
they were in the
man.
jail.
They're alive.
Oh, that's
They're
right. He was in
alive,
jail.
except
That's right. Yeah, that's
the
right.
one guy.
Yeah. So those guys come back. So more sex. I would like to see of the Imperials.
More sex?
Sex.
Sex. Sorry. I was like, yeah, I'm down with that shit too.
Maybe even
Ain't
a little
sex?
bit.
That's fine. Whatever.
Maybe a little Leia or Han. I'd love to see Han. His paths crossed with Han and Chewie in one episode. You know what I mean? Something happens.
The whole episode's budget's gonna go on fucking bringing back Harrison Ford and shit.
Yeah, you can just de-age him. It's fine. Don't worry.
Listen, if they can de-age fucking Iron Man, dude, they can do anything now. You know what I'm saying?
No, of course.
So,
but it's gonna cost a lot of cash, man, to bring him back, bro. I'll
listen,
tell you that.
how many eyes would fucking go on Disney Plus just to see Han and Luke young again? That's why they need to do this Luke series now. While they still can. They do a young Luke series between 6 and 7, even when he's training Leia a little bit here and there. Him going on missions, looking for Jedi relics. They definitely need to do a Luke series with a young Ben Solo, and it's that dude from Stranger Things, Wolf Hart, whatever his name is. They definitely need to do that ASAP while the kid's still young and Luke's still, he still can go. And so what? You de-age him a little. Big deal. You know how much money you'd make?
It's on the table.
Oh,
on the table.
God.
Said
Everybody.
We're gonna get a Rose Tico show, so it's fine. Don't worry.
Dude.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I can't argue with that.
It's what I want, Rose Tico. Here we go.
Ray Park posted a picture today on Instagram, him in a Darth Maul makeup, looking all sick. The horns and everything.
He did it himself, or was it pro?
No, it looked like a pro movie makeup set.
Oh,
shit.
Was it an old photo?
I don't know. You got to check it out.
I'll check it out. I follow
Check it out on Instagram. Anyway, let them know. Well, final thoughts of the whole season. Let's give it a roundabout.
I thought it was
Yellow
really,
1 to 10.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5 from the judge from Australia.
I'm gonna give it a 9 because early on, they had that whole mission of the week, save helpless people of the week vibe. But hey, man, excellent season. Loved it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9 as well. I thought it was fantastic, and the only reason why I give it a 9 is because I couldn't give it a 10. It wasn't perfect, and nothing's perfect. That's that. So kudos to Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for supplying us with some more terrific content of Star Wars, and let them know where they find you guys at.
You can find me at Dr. _Destroyo, DESTRROYO on Instagram, Alex Arroyo on Facebook, Alex Arroyo MD on the Twitter.
On Instagram, Spiro_A, also Darth _Spirit Handsome Reaper on Twitter, my Gmail, handsomereaper@gmail.com.
You can find me at Greek God Paparon on Twitter, Greek God Paparon on Instagram, Demetrius Paparon on Facebook. Pro Wrestling Tees / Greek God Paparon is the Pro Wrestling Tee store. You get all your GGP wrestling t-shirts. Greek God Paparon is my YouTube page where you can see my matches and my promos. You can find the three of us on at NFO_podcast Twitter, New Force Order on Instagram, official New Force Order on Facebook. www.newforceorder.com is the website, and our email address is newforceorder@yahoo.com. You can catch us next week. Show will be filmed on Tuesday, so send us your emails before that. We're going Who's More Over segment between the gang that was in the Bill Burr's gang in The Mandalorian and Beckett's gang in Han Solo. Who's more over? Who's more popular with you? Tell us. Send us your emails. Send us your emails about your reactions to The Mandalorian and anything else in between regarding Galaxy Far, Far Away. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your ears. This has been another exciting episode of Mandomania. What you gonna do when Mandomania is running wild on you with season 2, brother?